Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
I love meeting new people, and it's great when you get introductions from people that you like and you know that they know you and you're going to be fascinated by what they have to say. Such is the case with my first guest of this week. Her name is Deborah Barrientos, and she does two very cool things that seem very complimentary, but I'm not even going to try and explain it because Deborah's here. So, Deborah, lovely to have you on the program.
Thank you, Nicole, for having me. It's such an honor to be here, having this conversation with you.
And I'm very grateful for being here and very grateful, obviously, to Philip Bovin. I had to actually even ask him his surname because I know him as Philip Tutors. And he's so involved with youth and expression of youth and freedom of youth and education that, as I say, is one of my passions. I love kids. And obviously, I can see that you are also of the same ethos. You look like very much that you're not trying to save the world, but do your little bit to just add peace, harmony. So where do we start? Do we start with which of your projects?
Wherever you feel like they are very connected anyway, because I think that you are referring to my project with youth, teenagers specifically. It's called MindGen. That is one of the big projects of my association. So whatever you feel like.
Well, let's start right there.
With MindGen.
With MindGen.
Yes, I will start there because next Saturday we will have the big event. So whoever is watching here and feels really called by this that I'm going to tell, I expect next Saturday in Fuengirola just to witness what the youth is capable to do when they are encouraged and empowered. So this project, we have been running it in Fuengirola for 3 years. It's the third edition. And what we do is like TED Talks, you know, the amazing TED Talks, but it's TED Talk of teenagers to the world. Because they really address themes that they really care in the world, that really matter. And they are worried about it. And they think and they feel that only adults we are addressing those themes, so they wanted to speak up about those.
I think it's absolutely fabulous. In fact, with the United Nationalities Summits, which obviously Philip has been very supportive of, this coming year, again, I'm doing the centre is on the youth because they have to have a voice.
Yes.
And it's no good us just talking about them and how we're going to help them from our perspective. We need to have what they say. So this is coming up on Saturday. How do people get involved? How can they come?
They can register in our link in Instagram, MindGen Talks. It's our Instagram, or my association, that is Please, P-L-I-S. And they have a link and it's free. And also we have paella, free paella for all the people. So far we have more than 300 people registered, so it will be
fabulous.
A big event. And we'll have two professional speakers, also very, very well known nationally and internationally. One from Barcelona, another one from Madrid. And both are one about science, another about history. So we are looking forward to welcoming anyone from, you know, the South Coast or, I don't know, farther. If they want to come, they are very welcome.
Is it going to be in Spanish?
Yes.
Okay, so if you speak Spanish,
yes,
it's well worth it. I went up to Torremolinos for a Spanish event at the exhibition centre, and it makes me feel so blessed that you can take advantage of these things because you have the language when you live in a country. Otherwise, we miss so much.
Yes. Yeah, but also I think, of course, if you have the language, you will understand very well. But also you can witness and sense the vibe of empowered teenagers.
Undeniably.
So, yes.
Undeniably.
So you don't need to understand the language.
How did you start with this? You said this is your third year. How did it all come about?
Well, that's a very funny story if you would like to.
I definitely would.
Yes, it's happened by chance, like the amazing things in life. And you know, this was a gift that life had for me because I came to Spain 2 months or 3 before the lockdown. I was expecting to do a training here and then coming back to my country that I didn't say, but I'm from Argentina.
Nice.
From Buenos Aires, yes. And I was here just in education purposes and just, expanding knowledges and enjoying life. And then I had the lockdown here. I was on my own, by myself, in a different country, far from my family, and in a very uncertain world because, my family was like across the ocean.
Yeah, it's a long way away.
Yes, and there were no flights. All the countries were closed. So imagine being here. I was like, so I went through the lockdown. I survived. I did it very well. I managed very well, in fact. And I was very happy that how things unfold for me during that time. And when the lockdown ended, I had just a call, like a very informal call from someone from the city hall that's saying, oh, look, there is a teenager initiative. They want to organize some like TED Talks because they said that they are tired of adults addressing the themes that are important for them. And they knew a little about my work back in Argentina. And they say, why do you come over just to give them an advice and to see, how can you help them? And I said, well, of course. I'm in a city that I don't know anyone. I would love to connect with youth and see how they think. And maybe if I could be useful, it was great. So I went there and I found very, very, very silent and shy 25 teenagers. And I thought, well, I need to be here, maybe more than one session. And I just took over the group.
It's such an inspiration in the sense of, I think a lot of us during lockdown also had that moment of reflection, just to become ourselves because there wasn't anything else. We learned to live with ourselves, hopefully to like ourselves, be comfortable with our own company. And it's lovely to see that such a beautiful project has come out of it. You say the association is Puedes, you've got the Mind Gen is part of that. What are the other aspects that you do and deal with?
In the association?
In general.
Yeah, maybe just to be a little more clear about, I will finish to tell you about how I address the challenge in Mind Gen or with teenagers. Because I prepare them during 6 months for these talks, but I don't do it in a regular or very conventional way, like, okay, just put your arm here, just, do this and show that. No, I just try to help them to find their own voice through their body. So we work with mindfulness, emotional intelligence, embodiment, because I'm certified in social presence in theater. There is a technique that is like bodyfulness and emotional intelligence combined. So I just really encourage them to be genuine and to raise the courage of being seen and heard with their own truth.
Such a difficult thing for our youth to do right now.
Well,
the pressure is so awful, really, when you think what the youngsters are going through.
Yes.
And how they need to deal with things. If only we could just accept ourselves as we are,
yes,
as opposed to comparing to such surreal images that aren't unattainable. But I just love what you're doing. I would like to hear more. In fact, you're going to have to come back again.
Oh, yes.
Because I know
Happy
the
to.
time is just running away, but I think your event coming up is fabulous. But do you offer sessions to people if there are youngsters out there and they're like,
Yes.
I want someone like that to help me?
Well, yes.
What's the setup?
Well, in the association, we not only work with youth, we also work with adult entrepreneurs, seniors, like university students, and we run projects in universities, company groups. For example, a couple of months ago, I've been with Ali Mehan in a group.
The Costa Rican.
Yes, and we did a session, mindfulness session, get unstuck for entrepreneurs. So I use the same tools, mindfulness, social presence in theater, emotional intelligence, growth mindset, to transform your own narrative and to work in those skills. And leadership, self-leadership as the main topic that is going to guide you through that. So we work in different projects with teachers, seniors, kids, students, youth. But if you are a teenager and you are really looking forward to be part of something bigger, to be really part of, a big movement of teenagers raising their voices, for the future, you can connect with us through social media, Instagram, and also we can tell you what are our next activities, because we have sometimes random, community events for youth and for the whole community in general.
That's what's nice. It's not just the youth. We're all kids at heart.
Yeah, of course.
And a lot of people carry the trials and tribulations of their childhood into old age. There's never too late to just take a fresh look at things, sit back and...
yeah, totally.
Totally. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm sure a lot of you as well. Deborah, thank you so much for coming today. I hope it's the first of many.
Yes.
Because you are just... it's fascinating. I told you it was going to be good. No, it was going to be good. Thank you so much. Don't go away, because I'm going to be back in just a moment.
Hey, hey.
Hero welcomes at Wheels Cafe.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign, and we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
We are we are Hey, hey.
We're talking once again about a charity event that's coming up at Puente Romano very soon. It's uniting the world, and it's really nice to see how many different charities are going to benefit from this event. And also, it's almost like a music festival because so many talented people are taking part. One of those is Lucy Indrizi, who I fell in love with years ago when she was performing the music of the shows at the NH Hotel, and I was just beside myself with joy. I think it was kind of obvious, wasn't it, Lucy, that I was having a good time?
Yeah, you were up there dancing away. Yeah.
It was just so... Anything live, when you hear performances live, it's just, there's something very magical.
Yeah, goosebumps.
Yeah, it's very special. And having talent like yourself performing at any event here on the Costa del Sol, I think is a unique opportunity for us to actually appreciate who we've got living amongst us.
Exactly.
It is. So I'm delighted to see you again.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what you've been getting up to lately.
So, well, last year was a really big year. Presented at the Craig David concert at the Puente Romano, and then we did a gala event for Halloween at the Puente Romano as well, which is where I met Mark, who I'm now singing with, and we formed a duo called Marlou, and bringing everyone the West End musicals. So, yeah.
So that is your focus, is the music of the shows?
Yeah, definitely.
I just love it. I mean, it's like when as a child, I could spend hours just watching the different musicals, and I miss it now, to have that.
Well, we do Grease, Mamma Mia, Dirty Dancing, Les Mis, so there's a wide range of different musicals, so something for everyone.
It's nice that you can actually do what you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
How did it come about? In the sense, were you looking to form up with somebody else, or did you just happen to meet someone who likes exactly the same genres as you did? And
do you know, it just totally came by chance, because I hadn't sang for quite a few years. Had my daughter, and obviously just kind of completely didn't sing at all. So I did that show, and then met Mark, and he had actually been looking for someone. He had the idea in his head. So he approached me and said, how do you feel about doing a duo? And I was like, yes.
And it's nice
I want to sing again.
particularly in the shows, there are so many songs that you can play off each other so well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it really is a great opportunity.
Definitely Dirty Dancing. That's one that gets everyone up dancing.
Is he throwing you over his shoulder? And under and
well,
all
we've
the rest
tried
of
it on a few occasions, but we haven't actually got that one yet. No, not with mics in the hand. It's a little bit difficult, but we might get there one day.
Well, it's nice that you're going to be performing at this charity event.
Really
So-
good, yeah, because I mean, we're trying to really celebrate all the different charities, and you know, instead of the doom and gloom, we just want to just celebrate, you know, how well they're doing, and yeah,
Add your little bit.
add our little bit.
Add
Yeah,
your
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
Well, there's some brilliant artists who are going to be performing. So I don't know if you've heard of Cello Femme. She's the electric celloist. She's
Yes.
amazing, really, really good. So she'll have the crowd soaring, I'm sure.
And Janella Brooks, I think, is also going to be
Yes,
performing.
yes,
And hopefully
yes.
we'll welcome Janella next week, just before the event, because it's coming up next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend.
The 21st.
The 21st. So
Yes.
we've still got time. You've got time to get your tickets. It's being held at Puente Romano.
Yes.
There's a great lineup of entertainment. As I say, it's a music festival.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
So
quite
you've got Cello Femme, you've got Julia, oh God, I can't pronounce the name, Julia Shevchenko,
There you
dance
go.
group. Yes, I got it eventually, yeah. So, yeah, the dance group, yeah, so they're really good as well.
a lot of entertainment, a lot of
Yes.
fun, and obviously raising much needed funds and awareness, because both of those are important, and it's
Yeah.
an exciting project.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I would like to have you back on the show another day just to
Okay.
talk about you, like
Okay.
really get into it, because I know you've got a fascinating life and you've got a great musical career behind you, and I think it's nice that people get to know actually the talent that we do have here on the coast, and
Yeah.
how lucky that we are.
Well, we're getting to perform in some amazing venues as well. We're doing La Sala on the 25th, and also Florida Beach on the 28th, which is a new beach club in La Cala.
Yeah, fabulous.
Yes,
Terry Hobbs
yeah.
is
Terry
up
Hobbs,
there.
that's it. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
the superstar.
So we can't wait to sing there as well.
Fabulous
Yeah,
venue, and they've got exciting
Fantastic.
projects.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's very exciting. Well, we're going to cut it short because I would also like you to meet Mark Edmondson, who is the other half of Lumar. So we could just like get an idea, and then also maybe we'll have Mark back on as well and get to know him a bit better. So don't go away. Back in just a second. So joining me now is the other half of Lumar, Mark Edmondson. Nice to meet you, Mark.
Nice to meet you.
I know it's going to be very brief, but I think it's nice that the public get to see your face, meet Lucy, and know a little bit more about you.
Mm-hmm.
I know absolutely nothing about you. Delighted to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have you been living on the coast long? Are you visiting? What's your...
I've been in Spain now for probably about just over 17 years, all over the place. Costa Blanca first, then Coen and Manilva, and now I'm in San Roque.
Very nice too.
Yeah.
So I would imagine from the places you said you lived, you actually speak some Spanish.
I'm very sorry, but not very well.
Wow, I would have thought you said
know.
Coen and Manilva and theory they were
I
Spanish.
know, I'm a bad boy.
Are you English? Are you British? Where are you from?
I'm English. I'm from Lancashire, from a little town called Colne. That's where I'm from.
So you're keeping up the British reputation of being absolutely
Exactly.
lousy and lazy at
And I'm
languages.
not proud of it. I'm not proud of it. I'm sorry.
But I'm sure you've got a lot of other things that you can be proud of.
Oh, yeah.
You're singing with Lucy, who is a perfectionist from what I've seen of her over the years. So you must be quite something special if she said, yes, I will hook up with you. How did you get into
I think she felt sorry for me.
I don't think so. She is a very empathetic lady, but I don't think she'd risk her whole reputation on anything less than the best.
Well, I've been singing all my life. I've sang all over the world. I'm a recording artist as well. I've done 2 albums in America, in West Palm Beach, and I've been singing in from principalities to little bars and to really nice hotels. And this is a show that I've been looking. I was actually looking for a female vocalist to do a duet with who had the great voice and the great look as well. And for 25 years, I've been looking. I mean, I've been a rock singer, pop singer all my life, but I love the theatre, and I wanted to do the musicals. And we did a show, and it was a tribute to it's a Meatloaf the musical, which was fabulous. And this is where I met Lucy. And I just clocked her voice and the way she looked. I thought, hold on a minute, there's something there. And that's how we got talking, and we decided that we'd form a duo, Marlou.
What are the pieces that you are most excited about, that you now have this companion that you can obviously perform pieces in a way that you couldn't if you're just yourself?
It's because show songs are so powerful and passionate.
Theatrical.
And very drama.
Yes.
Drama, darling, yes. Yeah. I've always wanted to do it. I've always loved the theatre. You know, I've just found it magical, and to do it with someone, and the harmonies that we have together are very special.
So I imagine we're going to be seeing a lot more of you two along the Costa now, booking in different venues to be able to showcase all your show songs.
Yes, definitely.
Looking forward to it. And coming up on the 21st of April, which is a week Saturday, you have the charity event Uniting the World at Puente Romano. Going to be very chic, very exclusive,
Great
and I imagine
venue.
a lot of fun because it's all this music, and who doesn't like music of the shows, and a lot of other action. Ella Brooks, that's exciting, electric violin.
Yeah, she's fabulous. I've seen her. I've worked with her as well. She's amazing.
That's a nice thing. I imagine on the coast, you guys do get to meet each other, see each other, and
Well,
nice
not
that
all
you
the
can
time.
support.
If it's for a show, that's mainly when you get a chance to see them work, because everyone's working somewhere. I'm working somewhere. You know, me and Lucy are working somewhere. But it's just nice to get together with talent as well, and they've got great talent there.
I never thought of that aspect, but yes, I'm sure that you don't get a chance to
No.
catch up often. So when you do, it's nice you get to share your insight and your experience and friendship. Lovely. Well, we are going to have to leave it there because more people to chat with. So much going on in our city, and I love it when there are charity events and that our local residents get involved, and we get to benefit from everything. So, Mark, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
G-Wine is happy to be your partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a zero-hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
When the Marbella Rugby Club launched their new magazine a few months ago, I also met a gentleman named Troy, and he was there promoting the Haka Easter Club at the Marbella Rugby Club for the youngsters. Well, I went along, and I have to say, it was just precious to see in just 3 days of 6 hours a day how those children mastered the whole ceremonial aspect of everything. Was heartwarming. They had such a good time, and the club worked so hard to make it all happen. The people travelling in from abroad taking part. It was really a great example of the brilliance of Marbella. So feeling very proud and delighted to share with you some snippets of the event. Maria, this is spectacular. I can't believe it's Haka happening.
I know.
You must be exhausted. What's going on? Today's the last day?
The last day of the Hacker Camp. It's 3 days. It started on Tuesday, but we've been super busy at the club beforehand because we had Saturday we had the Marbella Soul Cup, and we had teams come over from Wales and Portsmouth in the UK. To visit us and play against us, and then the Hacker started on Tuesday, and we've had a team come all the way from Wales just specifically for the Hacker, and we've had a record number. It's the third edition of the Hacker, and we've had a record number of children this year. We've had 75 children, and they've come from all over Spain as well. They come from Vigo, Valencia, and Ceuta, and we've had, so it's been a really kind of a great edition of the third edition. And we've got 4 trainers come from Holland, Ireland, Dubai, especially to come and teach our kids. So it's been great, super busy.
And the atmosphere here is really quite special. What is the plan like next? What has been the additional, apart from the playing? There must have been other activities or things like that?
We've done joint training sessions because Saturday we have a team from Old Northampton Rugby Football Club coming with an under-15s team, and they'll be playing against us. We've got Car Sevilla coming, our sort of sister club in Sevilla. They're coming with an under-12, with 2 under-12 teams. We've got Alnwick, who are a rugby football club from the north of England. They're coming to play us as well. And then we've also got Carleon RFC coming to play an under-16s. So we are we haven't stopped. It's been like a rugby full-on week here. So yeah, so that's going to happen on Saturday, and the last day today is a really special day because it's when the families come and see what the children have learned. So the first part of the closing kind of ceremony is that they play matches against each other in the different categories, and then the parents are invited to come down on the pitch and do a little bit of a touch rugby against the children, which is really quite fun. And then we do like a closing ceremony, which is super special, and it's where the parents get to see them doing this sort of tribal haka, which is just really special. And actually some parents have said to me before, they said, you know, it brings tears to our eyes because it's just the culmination of the 3 days. And you know, the nicest part is the kids just come off and they're just so happy, and they all tell me, their parents, that they've had such a great time and really enjoyed it and learned something new, learned like, you know, Maori culture and Maori songs. And so yeah, it's a real sort of, you know, baptism into, you know, Maori rugby, you know, and New Zealand rugby too. So yeah, it's really nice.
Perfect combination for our cosmopolitan Marbella.
Well, absolutely. And in fact, we've had you know, lots of people saying, "Oh, you're going to come again next year," you know. So it's going to be a full-on, you know, sort of one of those things that people just always have in the diary of like, is it the same time next year? We're going to come with a team and we're going to do a tour, and so. But I'm quite looking forward to a bit of a rest now.
I'm sure.
Well, we've still got Saturday, so yeah, it'll be one Saturday. We've got actually one more team coming, which will have brought us to in a magnificent number of 10 teams from different countries that have come to this year. Well, I mean, why wouldn't they? You know, there's no place like Marbella. The weather's amazing. They get great hospitality. They always say how amazing the club is. So yeah, we've had, you know, when clubs say that they're coming, and we sort of say, well, we can do a training session together, or we can do a barbecue, and you know, and that's one of the things we did last night. We had one of the teams who were coming on Saturday, a training session. It was just lovely, and then a barbecue afterwards. So yeah, it's really it's been really great. It's just, you know, special to bring rugby to and get people to know Marbella, not just for, you know, it being an amazing holiday destination, but also for the rugby too.
Absolutely fabulous. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ngātu ki mata whairoa te waka. Kōra mahoi, te marae, ngā te rāhiri, te hāpū. Ko Gina toku mama, ko Ropa te toku papa. Tātou, tātou, kute mai. Tātou, tātou, kute mai nā iwi. Aue, tātou, tātou e. Kute mai nā iwi. Aue, tātou, tātou e. Ia hau, te Marbella Rugby, kuria koe, tēnā koe. Tūru nā me, e tūru nā me, nā me ne nui, nā me ne nui, e ki ana, e ruru nei, hi, hi, ha, o, hi, ana, rutu kanga taria, e a hare ngā tikanga. Whakatoria ki o toia, te mana hei e, o ngā tikanga arotu, heia, hei ngā tira moko, the tactics whānu, mega iri ngāto, o te me, Enga tira puta paro matu katoa te au, enga ruru nei! Hui, hui, hui,
Let's go out the door now.
Troy, I just loved everything you guys have been doing. Maria, congratulations. Well done. I mean, the club is excelling itself. But Troy, how have you found these few days with our kids?
Yeah, we obviously just finished off the field, and I'll be honest with you, it was very emotional. We do up to 6 or 7 camps a year around the world, and that one there really touched us. So it was a wonderful 3 days. We had a mixture of diverse cultures. We had there's 12 Spanish Welsh kids that actually came over as well. So it was all general. It was great weather and a spectacular 3 days.
The children seem to have excelled themselves. Just watching you out there on the field now, I mean, they're really giving it their all.
Yeah, it's they have to play a part themselves, and obviously the outcome is obviously they grow an arm in the league, and the last 3 days they put so much effort and into their learnings, which was an easy job for us, and we were so impressed though how they played the last 30 minutes of the tournament there. I thought they did outstanding, and the thing for me is I hope that they can grow on it with the club, and obviously we look forward to seeing them in the future.
Well, it's an amazing success, and I have to say my favourite part, undeniably, was like, and seeing all those children know what they were doing and the feeling, you could really see that it was heartfelt.
Do you know, it is like quite spectacular that they learn it, only in 3 days. The camps are only like 6.5 hours, and for them to pick up, a white, which is our songs, also the haka as well. It's pretty impressive, and obviously today was a bit of a secret. We can't really spill a bit too much, but. It was an amazing feeling. Like I said, I'm actually speechless and very emotional how things finished up.
Well, congratulations again, and look forward to seeing you next year for more. Yeah. Maria, que pasada. And well done you. Your club is really excelling. So magazine, the hackers, and so much more to come. Enhorabuena buenísima. Y gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. We are really very proud about the camp, the hacker with Global. And I think that we are working about our brand, it's in Marbella. So it's very important for our club, for our city, that people from outside come here for enjoy Marbella.
Ole, ole y ole. Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Zero Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Kazakhstan is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hi, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
CIT Marbella is a business networking association. And coming up now for like 10 years, they have been sending me a guest first to my radio programs and now to the television, members of the association, so that we get to meet them. A lot of them are Spanish, and for me that's very special because we often go to people and professionals in our international nationalities, but I think we would be a lot better served sometimes to go to the people from here who know the lay of the land, and they can really help as well. Today we're welcoming Pemangar, and it's a pest control company. And I have to say, living by the beach and restaurants, I know that cockroaches, for example, can be traumatic. So I'm sure there's more than one or two of you who will be quite fascinated to learn more about Pemangar. Bienvenido, welcome to the program, Pedro.
Okay, thank you very much, Nico.
Do you have a pest control company?
Yes, we have a pest control company since 2002.
So did you start the company, or is it a family business?
Yes, I set up the company in that date, in 2002, yes.
And what inspired you to think, I'm going to do pest control?
Yes, because before in the past I was working in a similar company. Well, yes, exactly the same. Control y Tratamientos Sanitarios was the name of this company, and I was skilled, no, in that company. And then I decided to be completely independent on my company, and yes, I realized that I had a lot of knowledge about pest control, and I said to myself, "This is my time. This is my." Yes,
it makes sense. If you have a lot of knowledge and you know that you know more than somebody else, it makes sense that you want to say, I know better, I can help you.
Yes, because, well, I am a biologist, and I was working in that company as biologist. So I remember that I had to learn many things related to pests, the machine, for example, the product we normally use against to control. Because sometimes people say you are an exterminator, but yes, I think you have to be careful because it's almost impossible to reduce completely the population of insects or rats or you can observe that we are fighting day after day, year after year, against the same pest, no? Normally cockroach, normally rats, mice, ants. There are many ants in this
and
time.
Lots of different types of ants. You've got big ants that bite. I mean, there's a whole different section of ants going on in this country.
Yes, because there are many species of ants, many species of cockroach. When I say many species, I am referring that it could be thousands of species of you know as cockroach. But here, for example, we have the German cockroach. Is very typical in the kitchen. In the kitchen of the restaurant, in the kitchen of the bar.
Did the tourists bring them over? How come we got German cockroaches?
No, because maybe it was in that country. I can imagine that where the first
species
person
was identified.
Identified, and I can imagine it's for that reason. But we have this species, German cockroach. American cockroach is much bigger, and this species of cockroach is related to the switch. You say switch, no? The drain.
So you to the drains, yeah.
Yes, switch.
Or
Yeah,
sewage.
Switch.
Yes.
Yes, and the other one is oriental cockroach. But normally there are 3 typical species of cockroach, and there are many species as well.
I have to say that particularly the cockroaches, from when I lived in Brazil, in America, the palmetto bug, which is a cockroach, but a long cockroach.
Yes.
And then also here in the campo, in the countryside, and they drop off the ceiling. It's just horrendous. Has the treatments changed over the last 20 years? Is it very similar, the way you address the problems, or have things got easier?
The treatment, the different treatments we have been applying, during all the time. Yes, the treatment has changed because normally before in the past, for example, we use a stronger product that the effectiveness of the product is considerable. Much more than today at present. But the authorities, health authorities, maybe have
well, I suppose considering environment and other things.
It can danger for environment, for our health in other sense, because yes, it's true that many of these species of pests transmit diseases, and we have to be careful in that sense. For that reason, for example, in a place where you are cooking, it's a public place, you have to control at utmost, because it could be something serious for our health.
So it's nice to know that you've got a professional company who's taking a professional approach, looking at the products that you're using to make sure you get the best results. I imagine you can go to individual homes and big companies as well.
Yes, our different kind of client. Yes, people who live in their houses, owners, or communities of people.
So no job is too big.
Urbanizations.
Okay, so no job is too big. We have to leave it there. Pedro, thank you so much for coming. A pleasure meeting you. And as I said, I know this interview is interesting for so many people.
The pleasure is mine. I think the time is limited, and I would like to have being more time, but maybe
more English-speaking clients
occasion.
And more opportunity to have a chat.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you also to CIT Marbella for sending Pedro along, so you know how to control your pests, if that be the case. Back in a moment with Isabella Magdala, talking about the effects of mobile use for the whole family.
A new partner of Zero Hero.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram, or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques, or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
It's a brand new day.
Zero Hero, welcome to the Secret Garden. We welcome you.
It's a brand
To finish off this week's programme, I'm delighted to welcome back Isabella Magdala, psychologist and sexologist. Welcome back, Isabella. Lovely to see you.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you.
I'm really happy as well because you just never know what one can say or conversations that come up that actually touch people. And I've had great feedback from our last interview, even with young couples who are really happy, hearing the boiling the frog slowly, that without realising it, that the children get involved, and having those date nights being important. So it was really nice to think, yes, sometimes we just need to talk about things and point out where the pitfalls can come, because a young couple in love aren't thinking 10 years down the line or 5 years down the line.
Yes, and also I'm talking about the real life after 20 years of experience with couples, with children, with teenagers, because I'm feel young, but I have a lot of experience working like psychologist and sexology. Then I'm talking, but it's not only my voice, it's the experience of so many people.
It's a privilege. I know when I work with the Chromogen lenses, when you meet so many people, you can't help but learn from them. And it's a privilege then to be able to help other people not make the same mistakes. So I think we really hit on the subject well last time you were here. And today we're going to talk about how the use of mobiles really is affecting the whole family unit. It's not just the kids who are hooked or more online. It seems to be actually it's like an affliction that we're all heads down and that is our priority. What kind of feedback have you seen in this in your clinic, in your studies?
Yes, like we talked before about communication, I feel that this is a subject very, very connected with the another interviews that maybe people can watch, because when the mobile is present in the family, in the food time, lunch time, it is so that the indirect communication is getting like normal, and that is normal because when people is with the mobile, the communication is sometimes not real, because maybe teenagers, maybe they want to see another kind of person, they can express things in a way that they will not in the real life. Then finally they are creating a world unreal, but this in the real life is very, very delicate because
excuse me,
they are not like adults. They are creating, they are starting to know how to communicate, how to receive what the another person is talking, and the most important problem is the communication.
I do see that. I know what, as a child, I used to build up enormous phone bills for my father because I'd come back from school and you'd be talking to your friends. But now the youth is shutting themselves away, and then there's this silent communication. They're not having to verbalize, and yet in the real world, one would hope that we still do need to have this interaction. Humans need interaction, physical interaction.
Yes, and when we talk with somebody, we remember after more the feeling and how was the not verbal language, but with the mobile that is not exist. Then after these teenagers have more problems to have social abilities.
Yes.
And then they are creating a problem because they are not practicing enough the real life. And it is very, very simple to start transforming the problem into an opportunity. In the family, if you are looking that your children, your child is all time with mobile, instead of to say, oh, why are you doing that, and do a very fight, instead of that, the important thing is start talking. Start doing what you would like to see in him or in her. Don't ask him or her to do that. It's the example, because teenager, children, they are doing what they believe is the best. But if they have another kind of input, they will start doing something different.
Exactly. They do follow our example. I have a friend whose son is 10, and he was on TikTok, and she didn't, oh, I don't understand TikTok. And I was like, but you need to, what does he look at?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Well, you should know. So in the end, I just said to him, can I see what you look at? And he was very excited to explain and show me the cars and the different things he was seeing. So I do see that nowadays you really just need to learn perhaps abilities that are not interesting for us, but if their kids are doing it, we need to understand it.
Yes, we really need to be involved in their world, because so we can explain things, but with their language, because if not, there is not approximation between us. I think it's very, very important to look that not like a problem, and to look that like an opportunity to know more who is the interest, because to spend so many hours, they feel something. And it's important to say, oh, why he has the focus on that.
Exactly, what's missing, and it's compliment it, not to criticize it. Very important not to criticize.
Yes, yeah.
I think also in couple relationship, it seems to be very common now in the sense of when we didn't have telephones in that respect when I was younger, all my children, they're now in their late 20s, early 30s, but the holidays were a great moment for us to catch up what goes on throughout the year, because in the term time it's homework, bath, getting to bed, and the holidays is a great moment to actually be with each other, but also for a couple. What kind of circumstances are you seeing with couples who are just living on their phones? Do you find many problems with that?
Yes, because at the end is the time of the couple. And if you spend that time with the phone, finally the time is gone. Then it's important to be very, very clear. Okay, if we will stay for a weekend together, maybe they can choose how many hours, in which moment they are using their phones. Then they can manage the situation. Okay, maybe when in the daily life, if he arrives from the work, then he can say, okay, before then start spending my time at home, I do everything that I want. And finally, when I arrive at home, I finish with the phone, for example. Or 20 minutes with the phone, but not the whole time, because at the end, we are living by presence. If the presence is in the phone, finally, you are not with another person. You are with a body, but that is empty.
A complete virtual reality.
Yeah.
There is no reality. We're anticipating what is to come with that virtual reality. It's kind of scary, really, how it's easy for us to lose ourselves into not being present. But it's fundamental also in business. I imagine there's a lot of people who get distracted. Again, with the social media, it takes you on such tangents. So how do you see other healthy ways of people channeling? Set a time, obviously, to look at social media. With children, communicate, so you're part of what they're going through. What do you see as the biggest challenge? The communication in general?
In general, I think it's the organization. in so many different ways we have problems with organization, the timing, duties, everything. Then it's the same with the phone. Okay, because with the phone, the thing is that there is una recompensa a corto plazo.
It's a short-term benefit, short-term
yes, and
high.
this is about brain. Then that is addictive, and it's important to manage that. And okay, so in short time, I feel happy, but in long time, what is better for me and the people around me, and always is to have the control about the social media, mobile phone, everything. And this is connected with organization and organize the time, the timing, everything.
You mentioned before about being present, which makes me think of the people who stop what they're doing to take the photograph, or they're celebrating something but they're not watching the celebration or the concert, they're watching it through their phone. Again, it's living through this virtual reality as opposed to experiencing it live. We're putting ourselves, detaching ourselves, watching it through a phone.
Yes, again, is living to outside instead of receiving what is happening around and how I live what is happening. And also, for example, there are studies about how the impact is in women or in teenager girls, and the self-esteem is very, very connected with the timing spending in social media, because the girls normally live more in comparison with another kind of girls, picture and all of this, no? And instead for boys, it's more about spending time, don't thinking, just looking something and like relaxing. Then also that is affecting our brain, our lives in general.
A lot of influences going on, or outside influences. Keep that family unit tight. Keep talking to each other. And if you have no one to talk to, or you can't talk to immediate people, do reach out to the different helplines that are there, because a problem shared is a problem halved, and a lot of the times just speaking about it will make a big difference. Isabella, we have to leave it there. It goes by so quickly, but do tune back in again for Isabella next time. Of course, you can watch recordings of the programme online from the rtvmarbella.tv website and their YouTube channel, or my YouTube channel, Nicole King Marbella, or from my website, links, nicoleking.es, with links to the programme here at RTV Marbella, also my Marbella Moments column in the Euro Weekly News, and our Zero Hero website, which is becoming quite the good food guide, I have to say, with local businesses promoting road traffic safety awareness by rewarding the designated driver with free soft drinks. Go to zerohero.es as well, because then you can see the different restaurants, bars and the casino that are part of this community initiative. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and I look forward to seeing you again next week to share more of the things that are going on in our fabulous city. Hasta pronto, bye for now.
You'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go.